Welcome to the Kelfire Show. I am Dr. Kelly Barron, and today we're kind of going in a topic we've never talked about technically. And so I'm super excited to have Erica from Hidden Honey Homes here today. Erica is a pharmacist turned co-founder of Hidden Honey, a luxury retreat brand and a membership that brings the experience to you, built on one simple idea, which I think this is the coolest thing in the world. The richest, most adventurous relationship you'll ever have is the one you're already in. She and her partner, Matt, left their W-2 lives to create what they've longed for themselves, a slower pace, a deeper current, and the kind of connection that keeps getting sweeter the more you tend to it. So we didn't really give away what it is that Erica is going to talk about, but Erica, welcome. And is there anything that I left out?
No, you got it all there. I'm super excited to be here. So thank you for having me. I was just mentioning, I just listened to the episode you had with Dr. Susan Bratton, and it was just amazing. So I feel so honored to have the opportunity to come on here and introduce what we're offering to couples and just chat with you. So again, thank you, Kelly.
Oh, now the big reveal. So Erica and her husband have one of the coolest ideas yet, and it is Hidden Honey Homes. And what I want to ask you is, well, we'll get into describing what they are, but this will give it away. What inspired you to create adult-only, intimacy-focused vacation rentals?
Okay, so I always joke, and I'll start off by saying I tend to make a short story long, but I was a pharmacist, working retail. I worked for Walmart for many years, running around, doing all the things. And my husband was in finance. So the two of us started this whole journey from a real estate investment perspective. And the whole goal was to get out of the rat race. And in order to do that, we started investing in real estate. And then this business truly came out of a need in our own relationship. So what we found, we had just had 2 kids. So right now they're 8 and 9. But when we started this journey, they were like 2 and 3. So we had this relationship before kids, right? That was a lot more free and adventurous and explorative. And then, of course, having babies is absolutely wonderful, but it does a lot for your relationship, and things change, and the direction and the trajectory that you were once on definitely changes course for a while. And yeah, what we needed was a way to like get back on track. So yeah, in came this idea of having an escape, somewhere to go that was drivable, or at least not too far, that we could go and continue to explore what we had once, really found so much passion in ourselves and in each other. And we got the idea and we sort of ran with it with one of our properties that we already had that was operating as just a regular family rental in Beach Mountain, North Carolina. And it took off. People were loving it. And we went from having the reviews that most Airbnbs get, like, oh, the house was clean and the hosts were helpful. Thank you so much. We'd love to come back. I mean, we were getting those kind of reviews. And from those, the reviews transformed into, we never knew how much we needed this. Or we came here for our 30th anniversary and you've changed our life, or you've saved our marriage. And we knew instantly that like this was our purpose.
Can you walk us through a little bit about what the home looks like? What you get when you walk in the door? You've rented, now you're coming in. You've probably seen pictures online, but for everyone that hasn't seen them yet, what are we to expect when we come in?
Okay, so I'm actually sitting in one of our properties here right now in St. Augustine, Florida, and I would love to give you a tour. I'm not sure how it'll play out here on the podcast, but I could definitely send you like a virtual tour for anyone that's listening that wants to see the house. We're also on social media, but to get back to your point, the idea is that when you enter a space like this, the lighting, the smell, the ambiance is just very warm and sensual and not sexual. I mean, I'm sitting in the kitchen. There's a beautiful dining area, living room. Downstairs, this particular house, it's a 4-bedroom house, but it only sleeps one couple. There's only one sleeping room, and there's also a massage room. So yeah, overall, it's just a very warm, sensual feel, and it's designed this way. I've designed them, and I've designed them this way so that it helps you kind of slow down and relax, step out of that busy, chaotic life at home and just chill out. So the common spaces are all very just welcoming and also moody. And then as you get into some more of the rooms, as you start to explore, you'll find a variety of different role play rooms. So every one of our properties has kind of different themed rooms. And most of them have some sort of massage element because, of course, touch and exploration of your body is crucial. And then there's also some more adventurous, more playful rooms.
It's like you created the five senses in a space, and
Absolutely.
that's just amazing, you know, because that right as you come in, if you get hit with the smell, the sight, the sound, touch, that just starts to change the whole dynamic of everything.
Absolutely. It reminds you to like come into this present moment, right? We're all living in this chaotic space where we're looking for the next thing, especially as women, we're planning our next to-dos constantly. We've got like 17 things on the back of our mind. Meanwhile, we're doing 3 in the current front of our mind. So it's just like this environment to help you like put all those things down and just be in the present.
How did you get the name Hidden Honey, and what does that mean to you?
Okay, so we went with Hidden Honey to kind of represent all that these homes have to offer because in a sense, we all have this hidden richness within that for so many reasons, taboos and social, cultural, religious reasons, we've suppressed inside of us. And it's about unlocking what's hidden to find that richness in yourself first and foremost, and then in your partner.
I love that name. I love the meaning behind it. And I love what the houses represent. But why do you think couples need a dedicated space like this to reconnect? What is it, you know, we talked about you had children, and you had, you know, your intimate life with your partner before the children are born. Then they come along and they just have, it's chaos on your life, complete chaos, no privacy. Right. And then you're trying to reconnect now and looking to do the same for couples. And why do you think the dedicated spaces?
Well, so as I mentioned, there's all of this chaos going on, and there's so much to say for stepping out of where you're at, where all of those day-to-day problems kind of trigger this pathway in your brain that you get stuck in on repeat, and you go into autopilot and you're instantly doing the same old things. There's so much research out there that says travel is such a good thing for marriage and for intimacy. And a part of that is stepping out of your comfort zone. So really with our properties, they're completely designed to get you out of that autopilot mode and get you into this relaxed, playful state with your partner. So another thing that I'd like to mention is that when you think about a romantic stay, our properties are all of that. So there's like here in our uptown St. Augustine location, we have, like I mentioned, the massage room. There's a lot of indoor relaxation, but then there's also a hot tub, a sauna, a fire pit, lounge area, market lighting, patio, outdoor dining table. And then we're in the heart of historic St. Augustine. So
beautiful.
Yeah, it's just an amazing city. There's so much to do. It's the oldest city in America. So there's museums and tours and just so much rich cultural history. And it's just really this all-encompassing experience. And something that I'd like to say, I mean, I just came back from an experience with the Sexual Health Alliance. I'm sure you've probably heard of them. Maybe the listeners have not, but they're an organization. It's a global organization that trains sexual wellness professionals. And they do a study abroad trip every year or a couple times a year. So we just came back from their spring study abroad, but we had this similar experience in Europe. So we were a week in Paris and a week in Amsterdam. And I think there's so much to be said for going on trips and stepping outside of this autopilot, your comfort zone that I mentioned, and really understanding that intimacy and sex and understanding your body has been something that's been taboo, but also so interesting and such a rich part of our lives for centuries, right? So we went into a museum, the Rodin Museum in Paris, and the MOSM was giving this amazing experience for us and tying in intimacy because she knew that our group was there, studying that. But it's just so amazing to hear the artists of the time, 16th, 17th century artists stepping outside of all of this taboo and creating a sculpture of a naked man and incorporating their love story and their romance and sex into the art that they're putting out into the world. It's just, I think there's something really to be said about being in a historic city. Now, outside of that, we do have the idea with our business is that each property offers something different. So we have coastal Maine. So it's just outside of Acadia National Park, which is just an amazing, it's the number 4 most visited national park in the United States. Bar Harbor, I'm not sure if you're familiar with that area, but it's just a really cool spot. The property there is right on the water. So you can walk out into the backyard. You can go, exploring the ocean, the tides coming in and out. We have kayaks, paddle boards. So you get that element. You can leave the property and go hiking. There's amazing hiking spots year round. It's just absolutely gorgeous. And then, of course, there's a ton of culinary experiences you can have in the area. So that Maine in itself is amazing. And then, as I mentioned, we have a property in Beach Mountain, North Carolina, has a hot tub. Maine also has a hot tub. So North Carolina, we've got the hot tub, we've got the role play rooms, and we're right across from a ski resort. Beach Mountain is the highest city on the eastern U.S. So it's really an amazing experience with fresh, clean air. It just puts you in another place, and it's magical. Every one of them has their own special ambiance that, I would recommend checking them all out, honestly.
Yep. Well, what do you say to the people, that assume that these type of homes are only for couples that are already in a really good place sexually?
So for couples who are looking at our properties and thinking, ooh, I'm not really sure if that's for me, or I'm not into BDSM, that's a little crazy, or we don't role play, the whole concept is not for people who are serious into kink or, very into tying each other up and doing things that most of us are like, what? It's really for just to, like I said, to get out of your comfort zone and be playful and let your guard down with the person you've planned to spend the rest of your life with, and laugh with each other, because there's so much hidden desire in laughter and breaking down those walls and getting comfortable with yourself and your partner and being silly and laughing and dancing. We have dance poles in almost all of the houses, and it's just,
wait, do you have poles in your houses?
yes.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm going to come.
Yes. Oh my gosh. I just
That's
put a pole in my
awesome.
room. Yeah, I'm like, I don't even care. At first I was like, okay, my kids are gonna be like, but honestly, they have no idea. Like, it doesn't have to be a sexual thing.
Right.
That's the one thing, like dancing on a pole is a workout. Like,
It
it's
is.
amazing. It feels good. It makes you feel feminine and sexy. And also, you're doing something that's like a major workout for your core. So,
I think that's amazing because all of it, it's that, it's kind of like when you're not really sure if you're into this brand and you want to spend the money on the full size. So you go and you get like the sample travel skincare and
yep,
you could sample things. And it's kind of a great entryway for experienced couples to
absolutely.
be able to, like you said, go on a trip, get away and have like I mean, you can't set that up in your own home
No,
typically. So you
right.
get all those choices and then for couples that aren't experienced and are nervous or unsure, it's just like an entryway to like you can use it or you don't. You can play around
Exactly.
and see. Um, I think it's
Exactly.
an amazing concept. I also think, and this is a question I wanted to ask you,
Yeah.
is, you know, while we women love our fairy porn and our 50 Shades of Grey and all that, we still tend to hide what we really want from our partners. And like, why do you think that is? And why did the homes help break that ice?
So, I would say first and foremost, there's a fear, right? There's a shame and there's a fear that has been kind of beaten into us since day one of not knowing how to talk about our parts, probably never exploring all of our parts, never feeling safe enough to have these conversations because we were always, anytime the subject of sex, intimacy, body parts is brought up, all the adults or like people in your life are like, oh my gosh, it's just, there's so much shame around it that it prevents us from really exploring and being confident with what we feel and comfortable with that. So, in terms of like fantasies, I think it's a really, really interesting topic because, again, I've had the opportunity more recently, and where I'm kind of shifting focus is exploring this. Once you've gotten to our homes and once you've reconnected with your partner, there's so much adventure you can have. I mean, honestly, it unlocks so many doors. So then my husband and I, like speaking from experience, are now on this journey ourselves, right? Of like, how far can this go?
Right.
And yeah, to get back to your question, I think that the discomfort because of shame is something that we need to actually be mindful of and work on getting over. And the way to do that, of course, is through having these conversations, not only with your partner, but having them with your friends. I mean, there's so much to be learned from other people. And if we can just feel comfortable enough to talk about our feelings, our desires, what's going wrong, what's going right with the people who we are close to, we'll learn so much and we'll break down so many barriers and overcome so much. So, yeah, I mean, I was kind of talking in circles here, but with fantasy, I just think it's so interesting and there's so much deeper understanding but because of the shame, it's just something that we as a society need to look into more with an open mind and a comfort. And bringing sexperts into your life, like clinicians, relationship therapists, sex therapists, and in a way that doesn't feel like clinical, but more just educational and informative, I think we can unlock so much for ourselves and for our partner. And yeah, exploring fantasies, I'm like, that's my new trajectory. So we'll have to talk more about that soon.
So let's just say you have a couple
Mm-hmm.
who's booking for the first time and they've never done anything like this before. So you
Yep.
go ahead and they book. What would you suggest they bring, if anything? Is there
Okay.
any like special stuff they should bring?
Okay. Well, I'm glad you brought that up because that's something that a lot of people will often wonder. Um, when you book our properties, of course, the first thing, or when you're considering even booking one of our properties, the first thing that comes to mind is cleanliness, right? So, okay, people are having sex in this space. Is it clean? I just have to laugh because this is something that has been the first thing so many people have said to me when I've told them about this business, and the first thing I can respond with is, do you have sex in hotels? Have
Right.
you had
Exactly.
sex in an Airbnb? And do you think that the creators of that Airbnb, the designer, planned for you to be having sex on the sofa or on play furniture or on the bed or, you know, on the kitchen counter?
Right.
Probably not. But are people doing it? Absolutely. So we're designing for it and we're cleaning for it. That being said, all the surfaces in our property are highly sanitizable. So if there's any kind of elements sensation elements like soft, fuzzy things that help set the mood for you, like feathers or softer fabrics, I definitely recommend bringing that kind of stuff. In addition, we say BYOT, so bring your own toys. So anything that you're going to insert or those sort of things, definitely bring what you like. If you want recommendations, don't hesitate to reach out to me. I can set you on a whole journey of exploring products because that's the direction that I've been going lately. Just because bringing different things into the bedroom is just another way to open new doors for yourself, for your partner, and for your relationship overall. So yeah, toys, softer things, feathered things. Although that being said, we do have blankets that get, of course, washed with every guest. We have robes, there's nice linens on the bed. All of that stuff can easily be sanitized in the wash. We've got you covered there. But yeah, and then another thing I'd like to mention is that in all of our properties, we have a variety of conversation card decks. Some are more, I would say, vanilla or everyday conversation, but also very relationship focused. And then some kick it up 5 notches and, it's about asking your partner questions about more intimate things like fantasies and role play scenarios and all of that. So yeah, I would say pack whatever toys. You can either bring your own conversation card deck if you have one that you like that helps you guys connect, or we have plenty at every single house. So,
Well, when you get feedback, like you had already mentioned that, you get more of the, we really needed this. This really helped us to connect. But let's go juicier. Have you ever
okay.
gotten anything that you're just like, that you were so happy that someone confided that in you and you were able to like tailor future experiences or the house for that?
So yes, on Instagram often is when we get those kind of recommendations, like build this such and such as your next playroom. We have honestly so many ideas and we can't wait to make the next house, but some of the things that have been recommended are like group showers. Now, by group, I mean big showers where you can play, where there's more than one shower head, so the two of you can, explore water and sensation in that regard. Our other property here in St. Augustine does have a shower with dual shower heads. Our beach mountain has an outdoor shower with dual shower heads, but just
Whoa.
more water play. So that's something we're looking forward to doing on a bigger scale in the next one. And then there's a lot of, you're going to laugh, but in my product exploration, there's something called creature cocks, which this is like... You've seen them? Oh my God.
Well,
Crazy,
like
right?
alien ones.
Yes, yes.
I went into adult toy store here to like check it out. It's supposed to be the biggest one in the
Yep.
area. And immediately I was like, is that a tentacle that masking itself
Uh-huh.
as a toy?
Yeah. Yes, yes. So I just recently went to a B2B product show and all of the store owners were saying that this is like the hottest seller. So
Get out.
yes, yes, it's crazy, but also like fine, you do you. That's
Exactly.
amazing. Like if you want to get into that vibe, do it and like get dressed up and feel the power in it. If that's your thing, by all means. So yeah, maybe we'll have like a true kind of sci-fi fantasy room in one of our properties. We've had several people request for Star Wars themed rooms.
Oh,
Um,
yes.
Yeah. And of course, like I have so many ideas of my own. So like I get into this dream state when I'm designing a property. And yes, please, if anyone listening is like, oh my gosh, they need one of these, please reach out. I would
How
love to hear it.
many how many people I'm going to guess this, well, I shouldn't say I'm going to guess. I'm going to assume, probably wrong, but how many ask for like more of the dark goth vampire-y kind of vibe?
Um, Honestly, very little.
All right, I formally put my request in.
Okay, noted for sure. Honestly, I think that that's something that a lot of people expect.
Right,
And
exactly.
yeah, and you know what? Absolutely, we need that. But I think that because people expect it, I'm always trying to do something different.
Right,
Yeah.
right. Like I said, I went into that, which I didn't know was really the role play section, but
Hmm.
it clearly was. And,
Yeah.
you had the sci-fi, the furry,
Yep.
the vampire-y goth section, and then,
Yep.
all the crazy things. The polls, that you sold me on the polls. That's fun. That's like a fantasy, women want to do, but they can't do it.
Yeah.
They're not heading over to the local club, getting up there for their man, but
Yeah, and honestly, like once again, it's all about just being playful and getting comfortable and having fun, and it unlocks this like side in you that opens the door for better sex. So,
oh, I can imagine as a couple, if you go down and like you described, your space is pretty much, like it's an elegant space that doesn't scream sex when you walk in the door. So it could really lead to some fun couple stuff by staying, maybe going out,
yeah.
to get lunch or dinner, and you're just doing the normal vacation things, knowing you can come back and there's this whole playground that you could have fun with. I mean, I don't know that I'd necessarily stay out of the house much, but I
Yes.
think that's such a cool thing.
Yeah, it's so funny that you mentioned that because 100% the anticipation is everything. So, if someone's like thinking about booking, I definitely recommend like booking with a little bit of time to give you and your partner this back and forth about what you might wear and what things you might do both inside and outside the house, because all of that is a buildup and it just makes the experience when you get here so much better. It opens conversations so that you've had all that discussion and you've played around with the ideas. And then when you get here, it's like so easy to just step into that role. Now, again, what you said, like, yes, go out, explore the city, plan to do all these things if you want to, but also know that you might not do any of it. You might just stay in the house the entire time. It's funny 'cause even when my husband and I go, we'll make dinner reservations, and then sometimes we just have to like not go to dinner. So, yeah.
I can imagine, like, it's so good for couples at all age groups, all stages of their relationship. Specifically yours, where my children are older, but
Yeah.
where your children are younger, and you're in that stage. I don't know if you guys are in this stage, but where every conversation, you tend to have date night and you go out, and the conversation just automatically is all about the kids.
Oh,
And
the kids are work always.
yeah, and so having this, like, a place to go where it's just centered on the two of you, and
Yep.
cutting, letting go of all that the outside stuff. It's just a playground, and there's so much fun things to do, that could really help, like, bring couples together, and couples
Exactly.
that have been together for a long time, and they've kind of gotten their routine over, 30 years, and then now they can try all this stuff that maybe they never tried before, and it could really
Exactly.
rekindle something.
Exactly, because I think once again, there's so much shame and taboo around exploring sexually. I mean, when you walked into that store, that sex store, whatever, you probably felt some things, right? Like what did you feel instantly when you walked in?
Well, the first thing was, oh my gosh, there's so much here. I don't even know where to start. But then, at that store, they had really helpful sales associate. She was so
Amazing.
knowledgeable. So she kind of looked at me. I think she kind of gauged like my attitude, what I was open to. She just started taking me around and started explaining things. And the more I explored and saw, the more my eyes opened up, and I thought, oh, that would be cool. That's something I never thought I'd do. That would be fun to try. It's
Exactly.
kind of like that.
Yeah, it is that. And it's like, it's about this permission, right? So we give you permission to step into this space and to have sex and to slow down and to try new things. And when you walked into that sex store, you might have had all of these expectations and maybe a layer of shame and discomfort and all of that in the back of your mind. But when you get there and you know that you have permission to explore in this space, it like all of that kind of falls away, and you're able to really like tap into what your desires might be and where you want to take it from here.
It's normalizing it where it should be normalized.
Yep. Yep.
But I love that you're saying, like, giving yourself, you have permission. We know what this is all about. You give yourself and your partner permission to fly your freak flag, have fun, whatever you want to do, explore yourselves together. That is amazing. I love this concept. So I'm sure everybody's like, this is great. What's the website? So where do they go? First, where do they go to, what website do they go to book the houses, do like a gallery tour?
Absolutely. So hiddenhoneyhomes.com is our website. There you can find everything from pictures of the properties to guides of the local cities. You'll also find a link to the new business that I'm kind of developing to serve the couples who stay at our properties, or maybe who are hesitant to stay at our properties and know that they need to unpack some of the things that kind of come around this sort of spicy side of their relationship, or that may have prevented them from really exploring in the past. So hiddenhoneyhomes.com is the homes website. Hidden Honey Exclusives is the new business. There's so much more to come on that. And then, we're also on Instagram. So if you wanted to reach out to us, you can go to @hiddenhoneyhomes. Give us a follow. If you want to ask me something directly, I often am the one there on Instagram for the business, but you can also reach out to me at Miss America Jane. I love answering questions about this because truly I have finally found my passion. I told you before that I was a pharmacist for years. I loved being a pharmacist for the sole reason of helping people and helping guide people in that space. But really, I think that this is just something that's so needed in the world, not just here in the US, all over the world. We've had this layer of shame and guilt around sex and intimacy, something that's so natural for us as animal beings. But so I really love any kind of conversation around that. So don't hesitate to reach out to me either place.
I appreciate that so much, because I know that being able to reach out confidentially, to book a stay, to get suggestions, because I know a lot of people are going to be nervous. So that is so much appreciated. So I encourage everyone to check out the websites. I did. And I was already like, when am I free? When can I go? Especially I have that soft fondness for St. Augustine down there. Okay. But I encourage everyone to check them out. Even if it's not on your radar right now, it should be. And then to follow you guys on your social media, because you put out some really good stuff. And with the new stuff that you have coming forward, I think it's important. And I want to thank you for being such a factor in women coming forward and claiming their sexuality and not being ashamed, embarrassed, and giving them a space where they can explore and have fun. So that's so awesome. But I want to thank you, Erica, for coming on today and going through this coolest idea ever. And then when you get your new business like fully up and running, I would love to have you back on so you could tell us more about that and how it ties back into the homes. Awesome. Well, thank you so much. And please, everyone, follow her. Go to hiddenhoneyhomes.com and see the homes. And thank you for listening today. Bye, Erica.